History of Technology 1985 to 1995, the Internet. It was a defining decade for technology from 1985 to 1995, for in it the Internet moved to center stage. The dot-com mania really started to percolate, and new concerns with digital security and privacy began to unfold. These were the years that really signaled the challenging landscape of the digital age, with very rapidly changing progress in computing, communication, and software. 1. The rise of the Internet. As it is now, the Internet really started to shape up since the late 1980s and early 1990s, when it transitioned from mainly an experimental network meant for academic and military research into a global system soon to be open to the public. ARPANET and transition to TCP/IP. The U.S. Department of Defense General Services Administration provided funding for establishing ARPANET as a precursor to the contemporary Internet. Finally, in the year 1983, ARPANET transitioned into the TCP/IP protocol, in which diverse networks were permitted to intercommunicate amidst one another, which turned out to be another significant moment in the evolution of the Internet. In 1985, the Internet was no longer a public domain. It had become an activity and was showcased in most academic universities and research centers around the entire globe. Domain Name System (DNS). The domain name system was developed by Paul Markopetris and John Postel in 1984. It changed the way human beings could access websites from numerical IP addresses to easy-to-remember domain names, like example.com. Really, DNS was a huge step toward making the Internet accessible to the general public. The World Wide Web WWW. However, the most significant breakthrough came in 1989 when the British computer scientist Tim Berners-Lee put forward the idea of the World Wide Web WWW. 2 short years later, the first web page appeared in 1991, and that was the birth of the web browser, when Berners-Lee